Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Now I know it's a bit echo in here because it's in the barn and I'm a bit, should I get my YouTubers light out? Watch this, look. Ta-da! That's not very pleasant, is it? My God. Let's not do that. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Now I know you all like a good pitch walk. I've seen some of the other channels and apparently it's something you enjoy, so it's a quick and easy video because I haven't uploaded anything for a week or so because I've had a bit of a time of it. I'll give you a quick walk around the thing. Apologies, look at this, look, I've got me GoPro thingy there, my DJI thingy there, and it's every day I seem to do something, it's always Baltic. Anyway, here we go. So if you didn't know, this is the this is where we are. You can see it in the background there. So that's the barn that we work out of on a farm. We're right close to the, you just see that, there we go. Woo, woo. Right close to the West Coast main line as well. And just over there, which you can't see, is Watford Gap Services. So it gives you an idea of where we are. Anyway, pitch walk. So, like I said, we'll start outside with the stuff and we'll get inside and get warm. So, actually I don't need to do that because I've got the GoPro here that can do this, so I'll flick between the two like a proper YouTuber. So this is the RAV4 that we've got. Now, story with this one, purchased it, needed a massive polish. The car itself had little tiny specks of like the yellow paint you get from the road workers all over it, so I had to chip all that off with my nails and try and get all that off and done. So that was good. Apart from that, it's in really good condition actually. Once we got it all clean, it was a little bit scratchy in the boot and that. In fact, we'll show you that now. All junk in there as well. Yeah, some of the plastics, actually it doesn't look too bad now, but some of the plastics are a bit scratchy. And yeah, not particularly nice, but after a bit of work, after a bit of work, it was, yeah, it came up all right. So we had up at 7795, had a bit of interest in it at that. A few people wanted a load of images sent over to them, which we did. And that was it. Nothing for a couple of weeks. Looked at the price again, it was probably a little bit out of its price range. So dropped it to 7295. When I keep saying we, by the way, Jesus, a bit windy today. When I keep saying we, I'm talking the raw we, it is literally just me. So dropped it to 7295. Get a bit closer so you can see it. 7295. That better? There we go. Yeah, dropped it to 7295. And then within a week we had somebody come and pick it up. Really liked it, did all the paperwork, took it away. They got to Silverstone, which is about 20 miles from here. Gave me a call and said, oh, the engine management lights, come on, I'm going to go inside for a minute, it's freezing. We'll come back out and do the others in a minute. Oh, I go out the wind, that's better. Look at that artistic shot now with the RAV4 in the background. So yes, they picked it up, got to Silverstone, 20 miles away, put some fuel in it, engine management light came on. Gave me a call, I was like, right, okay, I'll be there. Went down there, plugged in the diag, and it said there was a misfire on cylinder 4. So I thought, right, okay. So plugged the machine, obviously turned the light off, started it up, ran it, absolutely fine, no light came back on. So my initial thought was, has she put petrol in it? It's a full tank and obviously it was running fine, so it might have been like a case of like a couple of litres of petrol. Shit, what have I done? And then put the diesel in. But anyway, they instantly demanded their money back, which, I don't know, understandable, I guess. So did the refund, and the reason it's in the condition it's in now is I've had to try and get the money back from the DVLA, reverse the sale. Obviously that takes 4 to 6 weeks, so can't do anything with it until I get a new V5 back for it. So it's just sitting there, so I thought I'll drive it round, use the diesel up that's in it and see if I can get any more problems on it. It's been absolutely perfect, and that kind of sums up my luck at the moment, is that one engine management light cost me the sale and the car's been absolutely fine since. So typical. Right, next one, we've got a BMW. My GoPro's out a bit, there we go.
You got anything to say, Lord Double Chin?
So next we've got a BMW 1 Series. This is actually an import from Japan, and I'm going to do a video about importing stuff from Japan in a future one, but that's what that is. That's just arrived off the boat about 3 weeks ago, so that's here with us now. We've also got a little Toyota Vitz, or a Yaris, which is again another import from Japan. Not quite as good a condition as the 1 Series. This has only got less than 19,000 miles on it, the 1 Series, so cracking little car. That's all been serviced and done. We're just waiting for the reg plate to come through for that one. And that's the Vitz there. I say not as great a condition for that one. To give you an idea, you can see, I'll use this one for the close-up. You can see front bumper. One of the things the Japanese cars do suffer from is not corrosion, because they don't use salt in Japan, so the cars don't corrode at all, but they do suffer from sun damage more than anything, and especially on the red cars, they do tend to find the paint seems to have a bit of a problem. So it's an automatic Yaris, it will sell to somebody, I'm absolutely sure of it, but that's to be done. I don't know, I've got more chance, I think I've probably got more chance of selling the Yaris than I have with the BMW. But the BMW is a nicer car, so we'll get that done and get it out and get it ready to be sold. That's my Range Rover. Picked that up about 6 months ago. Obviously working on the farm, I knew come winter time it might be a bit of a struggle here. It's not the flattest place in the world either. So I got that just before Range Rover prices crashed. In fact, I think I got it at the point of crash. I mean, I only paid 2,400 quid for it, so it really doesn't owe me very much. And it's been an absolute beast of a car. Love driving it. It's been really good to me, and until yesterday when I stood on the side step. Let's go into the barn now so it's a bit warmer. The lighting might change, so excuse me for that, and the audio might change as well. Where were we? Yeah, stood on the side step of the Range Rover, and my foot went straight through it. It's corroded to shit. Sorry, I've just been out filming the corrosion on the Range Rover. Now my nose is running. Oh God, it's so cold. So anyway, yeah, basically stood on the side step, put my foot through it, it's corroded to shit, and yeah, I mean, it's still great, it's still a great car, but it is an aftermarket part. It's not like it was a Range Rover fitted item, I don't think anyway. So it's nothing on the actual Range Rover that's corroded, it's just a side step. So, but yeah, a bit of a surprise when we thought, oh! Right, next. Let's get me going brown straight. By the way, if you're looking at me thinking, Christ, he's a bit of a unit, I've got about 5 layers on today, so please don't judge me for my fatness. I have got a bit of a moon face, I get that, but honestly, I'm not as large as it looks, honestly. So, next, we have a Vauxhall Mocha. Again, a lovely car that we brought in. Hardly any damage on it. There's a little bit of a scuff on the rear bumper. I mean, nothing to be writing home about. I don't know if you can, in fact, I've got my YouTuber's light, so we'll put that on. There you go. You can see a rear bumper scuff. I mean, it's got 90,000 miles on it. I don't think anyone's going to be really concerned about that. By the way, if you're wondering why my face is red, we've got all the ambient lighting up as well. Again, the royal we, it is literally just me. I don't know, I've got to get out of that habit. That's corporate life for you. So yeah, we stand that way. So we pick the Mocha up, getting the rule of thirds. You see me? Here we go. Perfect. So yeah, we've got the Mocha. Oh, fucking hell, stop saying we. I got the Mocha. Looked great, sounded great, drove great through the auction. And then when I got in it, I realised why I got a bit of a discount on it. It stunk of puke. It literally, like a kid had obviously thrown up in the back of it. I don't really do smells like that, I've got to be honest. So I've thrown Dettol in it, I've thrown every possible decontaminant in there you can think of, to the point where it now just smells of swimming pool. But it's clean, definitely COVID free, trust me. We've been over every single surface on it. So yeah, actually a nice car. Really pleased with that one. 4 new tyres on it. because the tyres are all bald. But it weren't that bad a tyre. I think it was 60 quid a corner, so you can't really knock it. Like I said, it'll do somebody well. So next, we've got the Honda Civic. I'm going to do it this way, just to give my arm a break. Honda Civic, 14 plate. It's got about 60,000 miles on it. Again, a lovely car. Had a tiny bit of damage down the side, which my man has touched in for me, and you see there's a slight dent in the door at the back there, but I mean, really, is anyone really going to care about that? I don't think so. And again, it seems to be, I pick up cars with rear corner damage. I'm obviously blind at this point. Trying to use my light. There we go. A bit of damage on the corner. So it is what it is. It won't polish. I've tried to polish it. It's as best it's going to good. It's as good as it's going to get. So yeah, but lovely. I mean, for the car itself, you can see inside. Probably not. No. Is it open? No, it's not. Beautiful inside. Full leather. Rear camera. It's got one of those DVD systems that you can store 1,000 things on. It even plays videos as well. But I've got a guy coming to see that tomorrow, so hopefully that'll be gone tomorrow. Next is, you might see me talking about the Mini in the last video. That's this little baby here. Again, cracking little car. Did have a little scratch on the, well, I thought was a scratch on the front here. And when the paint man was having a look at it, or looked at the Civic rather, I said to him, well, you don't think you can get that off, could you? And he put some thinners on it and said, there you go. I could have sworn I'd run my hand over it and it was scuffed, but no, it was absolutely fine. Just came off with a bit of thinner. And apart from that, she's in really good condition. This one is open because I've been cleaning it this morning. So yeah, really nice. The sports trim as well. Big screen, proper chili pack for the screen and everything. So yeah, another nice car. Ooh. Nice little thing. Right, next is the VW Golf. This one has come all the way from, where do you think? Golders Green? No, this one's come from Singapore. So halfway around the world, again another import. I can tell you a bit of a story about this one. I will go into it in another video. But really interesting thing about Singapore cars is that they only ever allow 660,000 cars on the road at any one time. Singapore is about the size of Greater London, to give you an idea of size. But once that 660,000 units have gone, you can't have a car. If you haven't got one of those units, you can't have a car. And the way it works is you have to buy what they call a certificate of entitlement. That lasts for 10 years. And that allows you to buy a car and run it for 10 years. So what people normally do is they'll buy a car with the certificate, keep it for 10 years, and then they get an option to renew the entitlement certificate. Now again, you can do that for another 10 years at the going rate, or you can do it for a further 5 years, but after that 5 years, the car must be disposed of outside of the country, so it has to leave Singapore. Now, give you an idea, there's full leather inside as well, this one. I can't see that either, no, anyway. So what normally happens is that after 10 years, the people basically just get rid of their cars in Singapore, because that certificate of entitlement currently, and it works on like an auction system within the government. So if you want a certificate of entitlement, you go onto the government website and you place your blind bid. And currently, a 10-year entitlement certificate in US dollars equivalent is $135,000. So basically $13,500 a year, about £12,000 a year, just to be able to drive the car. That doesn't include the price of the car, that's just your, I guess our equivalent over here would be your road tax, 10 years road tax. So the car is kind of irrelevant. So most of the people over there that have the certificate tend to buy the higher value cars. Cars like this are normally used for business purposes. because you don't want to put everybody in a Lamborghini over there. So a lot of the companies run these cars. They still got to buy the certificate with them, but it allows them to obviously run these vehicles. So company-owned vehicle in Singapore, in great condition, and like I said, after 10 years they just bin them off over to either Malaysia, Australia, New Zealand, or in this case the UK, and they make great value cars in great condition. So I'm not trying to sell this at all, but it is a story over there in Singapore, and a great place to purchase a used car, because the lowest ever recorded temperature in Singapore, put your comment down below before I say it, 21 degrees Celsius. Never frosty, never snowy over there, so never any road salt, same as in Japan to be fair. So corrosion wise there's literally nothing on it at all. And although they're more expensive to buy over to tax over here because of how the import system works, the amount of money as a punter you would save because of ongoing maintenance issues that you will not have, like weakened coil springs and rust and corrosion and bits and pieces like that, and your boots, your CV boots and that, that just doesn't happen until you bring them over here. Then the deterioration starts. So anyway, that's that one. Same story, well, not the same story with this one. This is a little VW up. Funky little car. Again, come from Japan. And again, I'll go into more detail in that in another video, but lovely contrasty interior, the red and white interior. Looks really nice actually. And automatic as well. All the cars from Japan tend to be auto. So yeah, lovely little car. Again, like I said about the red cars and sun damage, you can see the lacquer just starting to peel off the corners of the bonnet, of the bumper rather, just where the, and obviously being over here has just accelerated it now. So I mean, I don't know, it costs us a few £100 to get it done, or somebody could take it like that and decide that they just want it to hang around in. But honestly, I don't know if you'd want to do it. It's so pretty, I think you'd probably want to do it. It is that nice of a car. I think you'd probably want to go with that. But anyway, we'll see. Here's that Hyundai Kona we've got in stock. Now this is absolutely, this is like showroom condition. There isn't a mark on this thing. And when it went through auction, I'd seen it in the hall, thought that's nice. I was looking at another car in the other auction lane when this came through, turned round, and I think at the time it was cap clean was about 9.5 on it. And they started the bidding at £7 grand. And I was thinking, well, I know it's a bit of a like Marmite colour, but okay, £7 grand's like that. Now, I had the electric version of this when I was a company car anchor. So I think they're really comfortable, they're lovely cars, and like I said, it's absolutely mint. It is like it come out of the factory. So when I saw it for £7 grand, I was like, well, okay. And you may have seen the video that Joe did from Barrow Motors. I did exactly the same thing, completely missed the exclamation mark on vehicle operation. And standing there, the auctioneer said, that's a bit of you, isn't it? I was like, do you know what? I think you're right. So I had to go at £7 grand as a little cheeky bid. Somebody else bid 71. So again, you can't have one bid. So I put my hand up at 72, and that was it. I won it for £7,200, and I'm thinking, do you know what? I've got a bit of a bargain there. It's lush. and then the foot went on the clutch, and I guess it must have been either in start-stop mode, or it was running on 2 cylinders. It's a 3-cylinder car. It's only 1 litre. And whether it cuts out a cylinder when it's in idle, I don't know. But anyway, as it pulled away, coming from underneath the bonnet, I'm like, oh shit, what have I done? Long story short, I wasn't quite as lucky as Joe with this one. I had it delivered straight from the auction down to Hyundai to get them to have a look at it to see what was up with it. And they took spark plug 2 out, and Halfords, who had serviced it previously, and there's a warning about going to these people to have your car serviced, to tighten the spark plug 2 up so much, over tightened it, and it had broken inside the head. and then whatever had come off the spark plug had damaged cylinder 2. So they gave me a quote of like 600 quid to just have a look, and then obviously there's a remachining of the cylinder, or what did I want to do. So I went online looking for a replacement engine. Unfortunately, the guys at Cinetic, who are the guys that dismantle the cars, managed to find a replacement engine with just 3,200 miles on it for 1,200 quid. They delivered that to Hyundai, and Hyundai, the guys in Stony Stratford, give them a huge shout out. How much do you reckon they cost me to have a replacement engine fitted? Just the labour to fit the engine, so take the old one out, put the new one back in. And I tell you, you won't guess this number, 600 quid, including the VAT. I don't know how much labour that is and whether they misquoted me, but I asked them to check them twice. And it is only a small engine, to be fair, but still there's a lot of work involved, I should imagine. But still, 600 quid. So 1,800 quid repair on a £7,200 car. After fees, 76. Probably stands me in at about 9.5, give or take. It's up at 11,495 on the screen. I've got it on at 10,995 just because of the price drops recently. If I can get out of that, I'll be muchly chuffed. And whoever gets it is going to get a fantastic car, because like I said, it is absolutely unmarked. Stunning car. Right, we'll go back over to this corner here. This one is a 12-plate Corolla SR. And don't let the SR fool you, it's not sporty by any stretch of the imagination. 0 to 60 eventually. It's a 1.6 engine. And it needs a good polish, to be honest. The paintwork's not great, but I don't know if was it this side that I did? No, I think it was the other side. But when you do polish it, I've got my YouTube light here as well, just to give it an idea. I don't know if you can see the finish on this, but the metallic on it is amazing. I mean, it's such a fantastic colour. I guess whoever bought this new, it's not shown up at all, is it? Anyway, the colour on it is absolutely stunning. The metallic is lovely, but it's going to take an arse end of work to get that polish to make it look good again. And when I bought it, it had a completely clean MOT 2 weeks before I bought it. So I'm thinking, okay, I can't be that much wrong with it. I bought it in Scotland at Central Car Auctions because I've got a few contacts there. Not that it helped me buy the car, but just that I know the stock up there's okay and where it comes from. Drove it back from Scotland because I like to drive, and this doesn't go for this one. Every car I have in here, I've driven at least 100 miles, so I know if there's any issues with the car that are going to come up, I'm going to get fixed, because what I don't want is a driver to get half a mile down the road and go, this has happened or that's happened. And I think it's a really good practice, any motor dealer that's watching this starting off, a one-man band or whatever, make sure you drive all of your cars. Make sure you know what you're selling. Make sure you know every bump and grind, what it is, where it's coming from, because ultimately you're going to have to answer those questions to the clients that you sell them to. Anyway, back to the Corolla. Drove it back from Scotland, and it's like the front end isn't attached. Now, I don't know if it doesn't mean that all the bushes are really worn. That's a bit of an exaggeration, to be fair. Not attached. It's obviously attached. It drove lovely, but if you went over a bump or anything like that, you knew about it. How it got a clean MOT with no advisories, I'm not quite sure, because like I said, the bushes I'm sure need a lot of work, or at least replacement anyway. But we're going to get that into the workshop and have a look at it. I don't feel comfortable selling it in the condition it's in, even though I can say, well, it's got a clean MOT. Personally, I don't think it's a clean MOT that I would be happy with. So, and again, the other things I'm finding with a lot of cars now, which you probably are, a lot of the wheels are really badly corroded on these alloys. And there's so much work, you can't just say to a wheel guy, oh, can you do them? Because they're just not interested. That one's not too bad, actually, that one. Still a bit of corrosion on it, but it's not too bad. But yeah, most of the time the wheel guys just aren't interested. It's too much work. And trying to find a replacement set on a car like that is just not really worth it. They're 400 quid for a set that probably are much better than that. So yeah, that's a car to be done with in the new year. Hey, a cheapie, maybe if somebody wants it. if you're watching the channel, it caps, I think, at £4,300 retail. If you want it for £3,000, just give me an email at the company, which is sales@rasmoco.com. That comes from the Rascasse Motor Company, by the way. Rasmoco. Yeah, give me an email. Say if you want it for £3,000. Say it drives fine. I drove it back from Scotland, no problem. It will need some work at some point, I think, on the front bushes, but you're getting a really cheap car. And I just, you know, I'm not, if I spend the money of getting the bushes all replaced, I want to get the wheels done, and I get into this habit then of making a turd a nice polished one. And not that it's a turd, but you know what I'm saying. I'm going to end up spending a load of money on making a 12 plate car look really good when I don't really need to. Somebody will have that as a decent motor that will give them a good runabout. So there you go. On to our little Fiesta we've got here. This is a diesel, one of the 1500 diesels, the new shape one with the Aston Martin grille. We did have a customer interested in this one. Came and saw it, drove it, and turned up in their 08 plate Hyundai. Was it a Getz? I think it was a Getz. Which rattled its nuts off. It was a diesel, to be fair, and it was an agricultural diesel, so you expect them to be not quite as refined, but this one really was rattling. And part of me was like, well, do you know what, he wants 500 quid for it, and part of me is like, well, okay, I can give you 500 quid for it, but I don't really have a lot of margin in this Fiesta. I paid £4,000 for it because it is in mint condition. Apart from a little chip that I've just seen on the bonnet there. Is that a chip? Yeah, paint chip. I need to touch that one in. Like I say, it was in really, really good condition. Pretty much unmarked, because body shops are really hard to get in and get some decent work done on cars. So I tried to find the cleanest ones I can so the body work doesn't hold me back on selling the car. The problem with that is you end up paying a lot of money for the clean ones, and it tends to find the clean ones have got the issues with them under the bonnet. So there you go. But as this one's been fine, actually. We had the cam belt done, had it fully serviced, and the water pump hasn't got a service history with it. That's been mislaid along the way. But when we did the service, we took the oil out and it was as clean as you like. So it'd obviously been done really recently. But anyway, we changed it, put a new filter on it, obviously. Did the cam belt. And we didn't really come to agreement about the Getz, which I'm not kicking myself over, but I'm wondering, well, I could have moved it on for, you know, it would have been eventually a Fiesta for 5. Somebody would have had that Getz off me for, you know, for not a lot. I could have sold it spares and repair, to be honest, and somebody would have taken it for 500 quid. But I don't know, I wasn't being greedy. I just didn't think there was enough in the deal to make it worthwhile for me, because I thought it's a clean car. At some point, someone's going to come and pay me £5,500 for that, and that helps me get out of bed. So, yeah, anyway, that's here. It's ready to go, and I'm pretty sure it will sell at some point. It's clean enough. Then we've got this little Fiat 500. It's a 1.2S. Again, in great condition. We've had the alloys done because they were these matte black ones that were all scraped and scuffed, but they've had the wheelman in. They look absolutely stunning now. Really, really nice. Little dent in the, couple of little dents there, but that's not going to put anybody off. Nice contrasty interior. Put that right there, will you see it? Yeah, look at that, with all the blue leather and stuff in there, and the blue door trim. Nice car. But very similar to the little cabriolet one we've got here as well, and where Auto Trader get you. I was speaking to a gentleman this morning, actually, who was watching one of my YouTube videos, and we had a long conversation, and Auto Trader did come up into that conversation. I can show you my stats for these two cars, but you'd think a couple of Fiat 500s, they'd pretty much walk out the door. These are my lowest viewed cars that I have, simply because I think the market in them is so vast, there's so many of them, that unless you're paying for the enhanced package on Auto Trader, they're not coming up far enough up the lists for people to actually see them. So unless they actually specifically search for like the It's like an aquamarine colour. What would you call that? I know there's a mint, I think it's called, isn't it? In the Fiats, smooth mint, I think it is. Unless they're specific looking for that colour, they're not really going to see that one. And the same for this one. So yeah, they're just sitting here, unfortunately. Not really had any interest in them at all. We had one guy, we had two actually, we had a white one and a blue one. And actually a young lad on my estate came and picked up the white one, took that away. And that's really the only interest we've had. The blue one's still here and the mint one's still here. So the mint one's really nice actually. It's got like the full, like, it's going to sound horrible, like brown leather, but it really suits the car. Again, with all the 500 embroidery on there and everything. Really classy looking car, but again, I think you've got to pay Auto Trader to help you sell it. And that's another video to be made. So, and then in the corner, and the guy at Chop's Garage has just had one of these as well come in that he's just picked up. This, I've had this with me. This is one of the first cars I bought when I started up the Rascasse Motor Company. It's a lovely little Cooper S Roadster, which again, without the light, you can't really see, but. And I've had it, so since we started, when I first picked it up, it drove absolutely beautiful. And I thought, oh, I've got a lovely car here. It's a kind of car that, as a motor dealer, you get so many cars through the door and you think, oh, you know, I'll have that for a few weeks or a few months or whatever. I honestly thought this one I'd actually put away because it's so nice. We treated the hood with the water repellent stuff so the water doesn't get in. It's completely watertight. It's got the nice cream leather inside as well. But that bloody engine has given me nothing but problems since I've had it. Had it fully serviced when we took it in. Drove great and then didn't really have much interest on it over the summer, which I was quite surprised about because, like I said, it's a lovely little car. And as the guy at Chop's Garage said, I don't know his name, I must pick up his name. I just know him as Chops. They are fantastically fun to drive. But literally had no interest over the summer. And then I was driving it around because it needed a run. And it just started smoking at the back. Phone call, business. Got to go for the business, 1 second. It stopped. Typical. Right, we're back. So, where was I? The Cooper S, yes. It started smoking. Now I had a couple of Cooper S's in. 1 second, phone's ringing again. Right, so we're back. Sorry about that. Can't knock a phone call. Got to take them. Yeah, so where was I? Yeah, the Cooper S started smoking quite badly, and it was blue smoke. And I'm thinking, oh shit. So I've had a few before where the rocker cover gasket cracks and you get oil that seeps. It's a weird old system, the Prince engine, but the oil seeps through the plugs and gets into the engine that way and burns oil that way, and it pulls in there into the wells of the spark plug. So I'm hoping that's not too serious, and I'm hoping it's the same thing again, but you know, no one's going to buy it in this weather, so it's parked in the corner now until I can get to look at it. I put here's something in the comments for you. So I put a piece of paper underneath it because I noticed it was dripping some oil, which sort of backs up what I was saying, like the rocker cover gaskets, the rocker cover's cracked and it's dripping oil. So I put a bit of paper under there to catch it. And then I went back to it a couple of days later to see if it dropped any more, and it hadn't. But what it had dropped was coolant. So I'm like, well, at least I think it's coolant. So I'm not sure. I've just left it. I don't know. There's fluids coming out of it, and I've got other things to worry about. So it's just sat in the corner now. So that's all the stock we've got in at the moment. I've got 3 more imports coming in to Southampton. Actually came in yesterday or last night, so should be unloaded today. An X1, a Subaru XV, so that's the Impreza SUV, which looks lovely. And I had to fill the container up, not the container, but the order up. and I picked up a Honda Insight, which looks lovely actually. Let me just put this on the floor because it's hurting my arm. A Honda Insight looks fantastic, but, and this is me being naive again, I thought it'd be great for a taxi driver. They love the old Insights, don't they, driving around the town and stuff, but it's still 200 quid to tax it. So the road taxi is going to be a real shitter on that, but it's got like 40,000 miles on, and you could eat your dinner off, well, you wouldn't eat your dinner off the interior, but it's so clean inside. I'm really looking forward to getting that one and having that in, because it's not a showstopper, but for, well, I think we might put it up for 5.5, maybe 5,995. Excuse me. It's a lovely car for that. So yeah, hopefully it will appeal to somebody. Like I said, they're so efficient fuel-wise, better than a Prius in my view. But you know, yeah. But anyway, we'll see. We're picking those up over the next 2 or 3 days. Again, not we. It'll be me on the train, platform wanker down to Southampton to the docks to pick them up. And again, it gives me that 100 miles or so back from Southampton to see if there's any problems with them at all or anything that needs doing, which is nice for me because it allows me to A, know what kind of car I've bought, and B, any potential issues, what it's going to cost me. Gives me an hour and 2 hours to think about it on the way home. So that's the stock. Just to give you an idea of the office, you haven't seen it here at Rascasse. So we've got the big barn that we've got, so we can get about 16 cars in there, and then we've got the shed. My missus said to me when we first got this place, just have a desk in the corner, you'll be fine. And I said, no, I need somewhere where I can go. I'm just going to get the lights sorted out. Hang on, that's better. Need somewhere I can go and relax when I've been cleaning cars and stuff and doing all that. I need somewhere I can go in and sit down and get warm. I'm so glad I did, because had I had just a desk out here, I'd have been, oh God, I couldn't have done it. So yeah, we've got this nice garden building, I guess you'd call it. I'm just going to turn the screen around so I can see what you see. I've got it all kitted out. That's there for the dogs when they come in. We've got 2 Irish setters. The bar came with it. Everything had a massive tidy up this morning because I was filming this for you guys. So everything that was in here that was untidy is behind there. We've got a little customer area which we can do all the paperwork and stuff. And then my desk there in the corner. Yeah, would recommend it. The biggest cost we had was the electrics, getting all those put in. Obviously, being business, you've got to make sure everything's safe and above board. You can't just have extension leads all over the place. So did have to make sure that was all done properly. That was quite expensive, about $3,000 to get all the electrics put in. But yeah, it's good. I'm being funny, but it's tea time. So the kettle's on. I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea. Thank you all for watching, and huge thank you. That was clever, putting the kettle on, not doing a YouTube video. What a twat. So, thank you to everybody that's watched the last couple of videos. I started this channel thinking it's going to take ages to get anywhere. 11,000 views at the moment on that second video that I did about car prices, which is amazing. I can't believe that. And I've actually had people phone me and email me and say, thank you for all your help. You really, you know what you're talking about. That's subjective, obviously. But I'll do a few more videos in the future about a few more in-depth things. I looked at my demographics of the people who watch the videos. No one under 25 has watched one of my videos yet. I don't believe that's right, but according to the demographics, that's what it says. Most of you are like my age, been around the block a few times, know a bit. So I'm not going to bore you with the boring stuff. I'll go straight into the intricacies in a few future videos of what goes on behind the scenes in the motor trade. But yeah, you might be interested in all of that, I don't know. But yeah, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody that's watched the videos, subscribed. Obviously, I want to try and get to a monetization point of view. My aim, if I'm perfectly honest, is for YouTube to make me enough money to pay the rent on this place, because then it makes life so much easier. Knowing that I haven't got to worry about that. That's a long time in the future. I honestly thought it'd be about 3 years in the future. If life carries on like this, it might be next week. Who knows? But not getting ahead of myself. But we couldn't have done it without you guys. So thank you once again for everyone who A, looked at the videos, B, liked the video. A, looked at the videos, B, liked the videos, and C, subscribe to the channel, because it really helps me do things like this, which I think is of interest to you. So there you go. Right, I am going to put the kettle back on now. and join me. Go and make yourself a cuppa yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Look after yourself, boys and girls. Don't judge me on the 3 sweeteners. Just don't, alright? I get it enough at home.